big new Animal Crossing update is a lot like waiting for my love life. It hasn't happened yet, but it's gonna happen eventually, right? Well, with Nintendo's big E3 Direct right around the corner and Animal Crossing being Nintendo's biggest game they still tweet about from time to time, oh, and it sold 30 plus million copies, it's pretty likely they will spotlight it at E3 with a new update, right? They keep pushing back this update like it's a Rihanna album, and they promised us more updates throughout the next 2 years, but I'm just seeing fluff for the time being. If this was an accurate Animal Crossing prediction video, I'd probably say something like, oh, a new fancy dress coming to the Able Sisters shop, woo! A new special item at the store, everyone, it's a bamboo cup. Don't forget to stop by the museum. Blathers has a new saying, I'm going into retirement for good. Get out. Oh, and don't forget a new Bunny Day item, because we desperately wanted those. This is my video, though, and being the Nintendo fan that I am, I love being blindly overly delusional about Animal Crossing and overly optimistic about everything Nintendo does. And I think at this year's E3, we're going to get something amazing for a new Animal Crossing update that we've all been dying for. I got 8 big ideas, so I'm going to act like a peppy villager and talk extremely fast without making much sense and tell you all the things that I predict could happen with this next big Animal Crossing update using some facts and some logic. Alright, starting off, people want Brewster in Animal Crossing just as much as trolls want Goku in Smash. Me. I'm trolls. I don't know what this dude did for you back then that made you all want him so bad in this game, but I have good news for you. Data miners have found new code in Animal Crossing's game files that have the names Sea Cafe and Sea Museum Layer. Now, if you're like me and don't know anything about code, I'm going to destruct it for you like I work at Geek Squad. A couple of smart people that know computers really well dug into Animal Crossing and found things that heavily hint towards Brewster's Cafe coming to the game. Thank God, it's about time. Y'all were complaining too loud. It's finally happened. He listened to your prayers. Brewster's coming, hopefully. Last time people found code in the game, they found dream addresses in the code. And well, they showed up, which is making me feel a little bit better about it. I feel very optimistic about Brewster coming eventually, and what a great way to bring new life to Animal Crossing and its wild online community than to give them the one thing they want the most at E3. I can already smell it now. No, not the tears of rejoicing Brewster fans, but of coffee. Having Brewster on my island every day, waking up to him spilling the tea and serving me coffee while my villagers watch and roleplay as Starbucks locals sounds like a treat. And it'll finally give me a reason to go back to the museum, which, speaking of, I probably should go donate some bugs. I haven't done that in a couple months and I feel bad. At this point in Animal Crossing, I can predict what the villagers are going to say before they say it. Pom Pom and Apple are going to talk about running Hollywood like it's a treadmill. Zucker and Eric are going to show me the new bug they ate off the floor yesterday. And Judy, she's going to tell me I smell and need a shower. Alright, it's getting old very fast. I need new dialogue badly. My villagers are starting to sound like dysfunctional robots with outdated AI. If they hired someone to write like 50 new lines for each personality type, I feel like it could get done in a few weeks or so. I mean, heck, they could hire me. I'll do it for free. I could write all the conversations for all my villagers, alright? You don't have to pay me. I'll do it for you, Nintendo. Just email me. When I say cucumbers, carrots, broccoli, peppers, and onions, what do you think of? A bunch of vegetables, a grocery list. In a few months or weeks, they could all very well be in Animal Crossing and in-game items, just like how apples, peaches, bananas, cherries, and oranges are. Could you imagine pulling up to your girlfriend Stacy? Hey Stacy, and you go to her island and she just has a full field of peppers growing. Hey Stacy, are those trees or are you just growing a bunch of broccoli? Well, according to many of other data mines found from last year, people found vegetables in the game, but it hasn't been added just yet or else I'd be cooking up a mean eggplant parmesan for all of y'all right now in Animal Crossing. I could be speaking out of term, but I feel as though vegetables have been a long time coming in Animal Crossing to rival their fruit counterparts. Notably, we did get one big orange crop last October as pumpkins were added to the game to grow and to farm, which by the way is a fruit according to my intensive research. I thought maybe, just maybe it was a vegetable. Nope, it is a fruit. I just want to be able to grow things that have more variety than a couple of trees. Being able to design my own high-performing, aesthetically pleasing garden full of vegetables that are actually worth something would be an amazing addition to Animal Crossing and give me so much more to do, and it ties into my next prediction. Cooking! I might not put too much effort into cooking in real life. Sometimes I just put a bunch of sausages in the grill and hope for the best. But put that same skill into Animal Crossing, you can bet on your car, your house, and your entire life savings that I'll be there cooking up a storm in Animal Crossing. I don't do too much for my villagers today or any day besides making them participate in my wild Animal Crossing challenges. But you put cooking into Animal Crossing and they will have home-cooked meals every night of the week. They're going to start calling me Martha Stewart. What also would be sweet is baking. There's been other ideas thrown out there and like other data mines saying that we could get sugarcane, which would be awesome if we could start baking too. Ooh, I would bake the best strawberry rhubarb cake. Sorry, meringue. Animal Crossing is known for their epic collaborations with other Nintendo games and franchises. But with Animal Crossing New Horizons, the only game that we've gotten a crossover for so far is Super Mario and Zelda, if you count the one Ocarina item, but I don't. Where are the Bako Goblins? Many Nintendo games are being announced, teased, and released in the next year. Splatoon 3, Breath of the Wild 2, Pokemon Legends Arceus, and the Diamond and Pearl remakes, potentially a new Donkey Kong game, and maybe even Metroid, which gives the Animal Crossing team so many opportunities to add items from these franchises to promote them as well. People always say that Smash is the best way to promote a franchise or character, but Animal Crossing has sold 10 million more copies than Smash, so how about we promote these other games through Animal Crossing? First up to bat, I think these are the two games that I think have the best chance to get added and would fit perfectly into the Animal Crossing world. First up is Splatoon. Splatoon is made largely by the same team as the people who make Animal Crossing, so I'm pretty sure the Splatoon team wouldn't be that upset if some squids jumped over to Animal Crossing. Woomy woomy. Also, if you look at the Animal Crossing mobile app, Pocket Camp, they have already had a Splatoon crossover there, and even Splatoon-themed villagers, so come on now, it's time for Splatoon to make its way to my Switch Animal Crossing game. A lot of people complain online that Pocket Camp gets more content than New Horizons, which I understand the frustration, but you gotta know that there's two completely different consoles here, two different games, two different platforms, and with that said, if there's one thing that could hop over from Pocket Camp, I'd take the Splatoon items, please. Next, there's Zelda, who's celebrating its 35th anniversary, just like Mario did last year. And as you know, Mario celebrated his big 35th B-Day by bringing a bunch of his special little items to New Horizons. He was like, woohoo, I feel so happy, let me throw some Animal Crossing items your way. Hopefully Link is as generous as Mario and we get some cool little swords or something. The most underdeveloped feature in Animal Crossing New Horizons, in my humble opinion, is the lack of multiplayer games and modes, fun activities to do with your friends. No, Margaret, I already came to your island a month ago. What did you change? Changed your island's flag? Watered your flowers? You got a new bed? I'm good. I'll stay on my island today. I don't need to see your island. But seriously, besides touring your friend's island once or twice, you really don't have too many things to do on each other's islands, which is okay. I mean, the focus of Animal Crossing is to build up your own island, have a chill, calm experience with your happy little villagers. But now that Animal Crossing has more than tripled its sales and its community is bigger than it's ever been by far, there are over 30 million different types of Animal Crossing players, unique players out there right now, and they all have different play styles and different interests. I know many of them are only there because their friends play it and want to play with their friends and do fun things on their island, which is why I think they should add some fun games to play with your friends on each other's islands. Whether it's a fun timed race, triathlon, swimming competition, maybe a quiz game show, they could add fun games similar to Wii Sports or Wii Play. You know how those are very basic kind of, bowling or, golf. They could add that in Animal Crossing very easy. Some little cute Animal Crossing games to play would be sweet. Or even, I know this is the game that should not be named. I liked it though. Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival had some really cute mini games. Go check them out if you haven't yet. They're actually really cute and really fun, and I think they would be perfect to add to Animal Crossing, frankly. Anyways, they just really need to bump up the multiplayer experience a bit because there's so many players now, and I think a lot of them want to do fun things with their friends. Poor Leaf. I mean, he's doing all right. When Bushes came to Animal Crossing, his business sold like ice cream on a hot summer day. All right, he's doing great. But I feel as though he needs another upgrade. We've all been waiting for Leaf to pack up his bags and up his entrepreneurship game and make his own shop, which of course was the garden shop in previous Animal Crossing titles. Much like Brewster, this is one of those updates that I feel like is a matter of if, not when, I hope. I really hope that's the case. Similar to Brewster, some data miners found code in the game that infers that his shop will be added. But it's been a year since they found that, so I'm not entirely confident anymore. But just imagine the fun. You walk into the flower shop, you see flowers everywhere, pink ones, red ones, big bushes. I guess you could say the shop isn't really a necessity to the game, because you can already buy it because he comes every week. But I can't be the only one who loves having a bunch of different buildings on their island to check out every day, right? Like, I just like having them there. The biggest update is what I saved for last here. There's been tons of speculation these past few months over paid DLC, and I know a lot of you get scared when you hear paid DLC because you already paid $60 for this game. That's very fair, but of course, it's gonna have to be worth the update. So instead of this big new update being a free update, what if Animal Crossing had paid DLC like Sword and Shield, Splatoon 2, Breath of the Wild? They all had it. Nintendo did confirm we would have free updates for the next 2 to 3 years, so that's set. But they didn't say that we wouldn't have a paid expansion pass on top of it. Of course, if there was paid DLC, it would have to be worth the big price tag. Assuming it's around $20, I think the following could be added. Expand your island at least 50%, if not double the size that it is right now, alright? I'm like on the campaign trail, and I'm fighting for the Animal Crossing players, alright? So I want at least 50% bigger island, if not double. I think I can speak for most of the players out here that once you get to terraforming and you start doing big projects on your island, it takes up most of your island, alright? When you do these big projects, you don't really have that much freedom because you know you only have so much space. If we double that island size, we would be able to expand our islands to the stars above. Of course, if you're gonna make the island bigger, we need to see a maximum villager slot double from 10 to 20. With 400 villagers being in the game, only having 10 of them on my island is starting to feel a bit small. If we could see 15 villagers on the island, or 20, that would be amazing. I would spend 20 bucks on just that, to be honest. Could you imagine your villagers walking around, 20 of them? Oh, it would be chaos, and I would love it. Of course, they could also add a bunch of new items to the game with this update. Once you buy that $20 expansion pass, you get double the island size, you'd get your villagers, but you also could get some new items that would rotate throughout the Nook's Cranny and Nook Terminal. There's not too much variety in these shops. It's like the same items every day, so maybe the expansion pass could add a bunch more variety to that. Of course, this update would ideally double the amount of bridges and ramps and inclines you could have as well. And also, you know all that water around your island that you just swim around? Like, that is so much space of just swimming. Could you imagine if you could start building in the water and you could make your own private island separated from the mainland? That would be sweet. So those are just some of the hundreds of possibilities for a big expansion pass. But for more, you're going to have to subscribe and tell me what you think of this video so I can make more. So comment down below what you predict from this big new E3. Hopefully we'll get a big new update. What do you want from it? I will see you on the next video. Make sure to subscribe and ring that bell. Check out more videos right in front of you right now. I'll see you at E3 where hopefully, we will see a big Animal Crossing update. Alright, I'll see you all next time. Goodbye. Bye.